Good morning and welcome from Corner, Alabama at Corner High School. I'm Chris Osborne. Welcome into another edition of Jeffco Ed TV. This time it's volleyball on a Saturday morning. Joining me is my esteemed colleague and volleyball aficionado, Jackie Paulson. Good morning.
Good morning. So happy to be here this morning.
Hey, it's good to be back with you. We have an exciting couple of matchups this morning. We've got, in our first matchup, Corner, the Yellow Jackets, taking on Cordova, the Blue Devils. That's coming up at 10 o'clock. Excited about that. And then at 11 o'clock, we're going to have Hueytown, the Golden Gophers, taking on Mortimer Jordan, the Blue Devils again. So that's coming up. But, Jackie, you've been kind of scouting these teams. Tell us what we can expect.
Yeah, I think this first match at 10 o'clock is going to be pretty exciting. Cordova and Corner will probably feel a little bit like a grudge match, right? So they're both coming into this with a win, with Corner winning in October of last season, and then Corner and them facing another match this first season with Cordova taking the win. So I think we'll see a really good back and forth in this first lineup this morning.
And Cordova's a scrappy little team, right?
Yeah, they are. We were commenting on that earlier about height. So I think it's going to be interesting to see these two play again.
All right. So just want to tell you about the setup here. There's lots of matches going on. There are 3 courts today and 12 teams, and we'll be broadcasting from the main court or Court A. So we can expect some great action again coming up straight up 10 o'clock, Corner Yellow Jackets versus the Cordova Blue Devils. And then again, 11 o'clock, Hueytown Golden Gophers taking on the Mortimer Jordan Blue Devils. So this is exciting. Volleyball is fast-paced.
Very fast-paced, and, it's the beginning of the season, so it's a really great time to get a first look at these teams. And both of the teams in the 10 o'clock have a pretty senior roster, so I think it'll be interesting to see some of these players coming back and how they've performed and worked out over the summer and what skills have improved.
One of the things we talked about, Jackie, is that we don't often get a chance to just look at volleyball unless you're involved. So if you're tuning in for the first time and you just want to check out some volleyball, Jackie is going to guide us through some of the nuances of volleyball, some of the terms, some of the positions. So we're looking forward to that, Jackie.
Yeah, it's really an exciting game. I think we were talking about it earlier. A lot of us don't grow up watching volleyball, so the more you get into it, it's strategic. Each of the players on the court have a specific role and a specific job. You've got defensive specialists and offensive specialists, and everybody's got to play a part.
And so just for you at home, you got to know that Jackie she's ingrained in volleyball, right? Because her resume includes stops at Briarwood, Walton High School in Georgia, club teams all the way up to the high school level. So we're sitting here with a pro.
Yeah, it's in my blood. I love it. My daughter actually played for a long time, so from coaching to playing to being a mom, kind of got all those bases covered.
And we're going to talk about some exact positions later and some of the starters. But we were talking about off camera libero versus
libero.
All right, so explain that to
us. It's the great debate, tomato, whether you say libero or libero. Both are technically correct. I personally say now I can't even know what I'm saying.
Libero.
And the liberos, they're probably your top defensive specialist on the team. And they can sub in and out for any player in the back row primarily. They can only serve in one service position, though. So, and you'll see them on the court because they're in a different colored jersey. So they will not start in the starting lineup on the court. They sub in usually in the middle back for the middle back hitter. So they're exciting players to watch.
And let's talk about scoring. So games go to 15, but you have to win by 2. Or 25, I'm sorry.
Yep.
See? There you go.
There you go. So the sets go to 25, and you have to win by 2. If the tiebreaker would be the third set, that would go to 15. So you were there.
Okay. So lots of things for us to learn and enjoy this broadcast. Again, you're watching Jeffco Ed TV, the Saturday edition from beautiful Corner High School, where volleyball, 12 teams, and round robin. So this is going to be a really good day for volleyball.
Yeah, and it's, these tournaments, it's a lot, right? You play pool play in the beginning, and then they go to the tournament play in the afternoon. So they're going to get a lot of volleyball today, and it's electric in the air.
So, we're talking about a 5A school playing a 4A school in volleyball. Does that really matter?
It's hit or miss. I like to think no. I think a lot of times it has to do with the particular skills of the girls on the court, like any other sport, right? Obviously the bigger schools have an advantage because they have a lot more players coming in and a lot more athletes coming in. But I think it's anyone's game, no matter the level of volleyball you're at. And over time, volleyball is really progressive as a sport. So a lot of these girls are playing club in addition to high school. So you never know what club teams they're playing on. So the talent can be quite diverse no matter what division you're in.
So something we don't talk about a lot of, we talk about football and basketball and some of the more traditional sports, but where do scouts and college recruiters start to see these players? Is it in tournaments like this? Is it in club volleyball?
It's primarily in club volleyball. Unless a player is playing at an elite level, you won't get a lot of scouts that are coming unless they're hardcore recruiting that player from high school level. But predominantly those scouts want to see those club, and they're going to the club tournaments.
Okay. So in just a few minutes, we're going to get a look at the starting lineups, and we'll let you know who's going to be starting for each side for Corner and again for Cordova. But right now, we are about 9 minutes out from our game, and, we're watching them warm up. Kind of gives us a little bit of a look at what we can expect. You can see the athletes, and certainly on both sides, they look like they're ready to go.
Yes, they do.
Early in the season, a tournament like this is not really listed on their schedule, but, it's definitely good practice.
Yeah, and I think we're about to go to a break here in a second, and we'll pick back up when they're ready to go.
All right. Thank you, Jackie. We're watching Jeff Coed TV, Saturday Volleyball Edition.
Introducing the brand new app for Jefferson County Schools. It's everything Jefferson County Schools in your pocket. This is the home screen. Tap the 3 horizontal lines in the bottom left to see all the menu items. To turn on push notifications, tap Settings, select Notification Preferences, and allow notifications. Tap Subscriptions to subscribe to your school. The Events section shows a list of events throughout the school. You can use this button to add an event to your calendar, or tap here to share the event with friends and family. The feed is where you'll find updates from administration about what's going on throughout the school, whether that's celebrating a student's success or reminding you about an upcoming deadline. Search Jefferson County Schools, Alabama in the App Store or Play Store to explore the app for yourself. It's everything Jefferson County Schools in your pocket.
Hello, Jeff Coed family. I just wanted to take this time to say thank you to the teachers of Jefferson County Schools. I appreciate everything that you do and how the commitment and dedication that you give every day that you come to service our children and to service our families. Thank you for your compassion. Thank you for your relationships that you have formed with our children. And thank you for ensuring that our children are achieving and learning. You are our boots on the ground, and without you, we would not be as successful as we are. And just know that you're loved and you're appreciated by not only your students, your coworkers, the families you serve, but by me. Thank you for everything that you do.
All right, welcome back to Corner High School in Corner, Alabama. Jeff Coed TV. I'm Chris Osborne alongside Jackie Paulson. It's the volleyball edition. And, Jackie, this morning we've got Corner, the Yellow Jackets versus Cordova Blue Devils coming up.
Yeah, and I think if you were joining us earlier, just a minute ago, we were talking about these two teams. So you have a 4A team battling against a 5A team, but they have gone back and forth in their last 2 matches, each with a win. So it'll be exciting to see which one comes out today ahead.
Safe to say that these teams are no strangers to each other. Just a few miles, so to speak, separate them across the county. And, there's something to be said about these rivalry games.
Yeah, and from what I can tell, you've got a lot of juniors and seniors coming back for both of these teams, so they've definitely seen each other in the past. And right now you've got Corner warming up and getting ready on the court.
All right, let's take a look at today's starters. We'll start with Corner. You've got Jolie Beth Weathers, number 21, on her jersey. Claire Baldwin, number 22. Addison Ellers, number 1. Anna Kate Smith, number 5. Sarah Berry, number 14. And Raleigh Nolan, wearing number 19 today. And the head coach is Coach Terrell Carlisle.
Awesome. In the starting lineup for Cordova, you've got Bethany Sims, number 2. Chloe Kakaros. I'm going to guess that's Kakaros.
I think that's
and I'm
right.
so sorry if someone's watching and that's not how you pronounce it. She's number 10. Got Amari Hagler, number 3. Lexi King, number 13. Brooke Sims, number 5. Lexi Woods, number 1. Mia Vance, number 12. She's the libero. And Bree Woods, number 19. And heading up the coaching staff for this team is Mary Kilpatrick.
All right, I can tell you in kind of our scouting notes that Lexi King had 36 assists recently. And, you know, a lot of that was courtesy of Amari Hagler. So they're kind of the dynamic duo for Corner. For Cordova. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how they contribute. And now as we take a look at the court, you can see a good look at the Cordova team in the white jerseys and Corner in the traditional black and gold.
Yeah, and for you, those of you who are listening, an assist is essentially when the setter's setting up the set for the hit. So you'll see a lot of the setter getting a lot of those assists, but they're in an instrumental position on the court. A lot of times they're equated to being the quarterback of the team, that setter. So they know their hitters really well. They've got to see how the ball's going to come off the pass and make decisions to set their team up for success.
Well, we are now just about 10 seconds away from the start. I'm excited, Jackie. I hope you are too, and we are looking forward to you guiding us through all of the details of volleyball so we can understand it and enjoy it right here on Jeff Coed TV. There's the buzzer. Early in the season, you got to think that there's a little nerves. How long does it take for those nerves to kind of settle and play some good volleyball?
You know, I think in any sport, a good dose of nerves is good for the athlete to have. And typically you get in, and after that first serve gets going, it just goes on autopilot. So, and this is a tournament, so this is really meant to give the girls some good reps early in the season before they're going into those conference matches during the regular season. So these tournaments are really instrumental in getting those early sets in and getting the team really warmed up and jiving.
Good show of sportsmanship before the game. Ladies shaking hands. Yeah,
it's interesting. Prior to COVID, the teams would switch sides. But since COVID started, they keep each team on their own side. And if you go to a lot of tournaments, it's interesting because when they used to switch, the fans would switch too. So there's this whole dynamic that now no longer exists. And in this gym, the lights and everything are equal, but sometimes it can create an unfair advantage depending on how the court's set up and where the lights are.
I remember when I used to play basketball, there might be a rim that was a little tighter than the other, and you were looking forward to that exchange at halftime.
Yeah. Sometimes, usually it's outside light that can affect the court, but this gym it's a great gym.
Okay, so the libero just walked on the court wearing number 12 for Cordova. And we apologize, we don't have every single player on the complete roster, so we'll try to get that information for you updated.
You've got Corner, looks to be serving first here. You got number 1 back to serve, Lexi Wood. Oh, no, that's not her. That's Addison. All right, and that was out. In volleyball, it is not. It used to also be that the only team that could score was the serving team. So now it's rapid score. It doesn't matter who's serving. makes the games go a little bit faster, a little bit more exciting. Oh, into the net. That was a tight pass.
So with that in mind, it's already 2-0 for what appears to be the home team, which is Cordova.
Yeah. There's 6 positions on the court, and those relate to what's called their rotation. So you'll have 6 rotations on the court as well. And a lot of times in this early, these girls are getting a look at the servers as they rotate through the serving positions. So nice middle. It's a nice set to the middle hitter there.
Cordova coming out appears to be pretty aggressive. Great offense right now.
A nice short. There we go. Yeah, Cordova's got in a really good rhythm early here. Corner's going to have to figure out something with the defense, and they're going to take a timeout.
That was a great point there, kind of painting that corner, if you will, if you're using that baseball term.
Yeah, there's it's interesting because you can look at the front row is made up of 3 hitters. You've got an outside hitter, your middle hitter, and then your right side. And for each of those positions, statistically speaking, there's kill zones, right? And you predominantly want to go to the corners, and the money shot is typically in front of that 10-foot line, and that's where the middle hitter is typically going to go to look down to hit. Now, what's interesting, too, is you might think the server's just going to pick where they're going to serve it, right? But a lot of times the coaches is feeding them a zone to serve to. And they're going to want to typically stay away from serving to the libero, being the best defensive specialist. The server's got really good placement on the Cordova team. You can see that she's moving the ball around. And the way that they're set up right now, you're seeing that they're getting a lot of those short. She's positioning it into this front of the court, which is making them move, getting that ball tight to the net, making it hard for that offense to really get rolling. Nice shot.
You know, somewhat similar to tennis, looking for those open spaces, and they did a good job of finding that space, as you just saw the replay.
Yeah, you're typically going to want to find the open spot, or you're going to want to divide 2 players. So a lot of times you're shooting in between the 2 players in the back row, making some confusion. Nice block. Number 10, Chloe, is a senior for Cordova, and she's our right side.
Anna Kate Smith catching a breather, number 5 for Cordova.
All right, that was a quick side out. Back to Cordova. You'll also see servers serving jump serve, so that was a nice jump serve. You also see servers serving from the feet, and there are some pros and cons to both of those, but traditionally you can be effective with both styles of serving. It's always exciting to watch the hitters hit, but volleyball is really a game of defense. And I think most sports you say defense wins, but it truly does come down to a really strong defense in volleyball.
So right now your score is 9-2 with Cordova up ahead. But, you know, volleyball is one of those sports where it can turn very quickly.
Can't think of the right term right now, but even in basketball, when you have a run, right?
Yeah.
You can easily switch the momentum. Momentum was the word I was looking for.
Right.
And it just takes a second.
And we just saw that.
Yeah.
Just a mental error right there on what should have been probably an easy.
Something like that can easily get the momentum switch going, which is what Corner's hoping for right now. Nice back set. Good pick. Yeah, really good communication on both sides of the court. I think one of the things that you'll see when the players line up, so watch the front row here for Cordova. They all have to be in a specific spot on the court when the serve is, and then they get to move to their specific position. So the rotation, how you go around the court, is where you have to be set when that set's going over, but you immediately have to get to your position so if you're a middle blocker, you're always going to be in the middle, right? Right side stays on the right side and so forth.
Right. So you have to be set until the serve is served.
Yeah. And typically at this level, you're not going to see a lot of times where they're going to get called out of rotation. For you parents who've been coming up through the middle school program in volleyball, it can be pretty painful watching matches because it seems like every other time they're out of rotation, but by this time they usually have it down.
So what's the penalty? Is it a side out?
Yep, side out. Oh, nice swing. It was Lexi Wood, the middle hitter. Now
here we're looking at the replay. Got to say thank you to our awesome crew, John Rocket and others, camera guys, our producer Kenneth, doing an awesome job. Thank you, guys.
I was out, just shy. They're calling for a touch. I didn't see it, but maybe she'll get the call. No instant replay in high school.
No instant replay.
You see that a lot in college now, obviously. That was just outside.
So just a sidebar, if you're looking at your screen, the ref on the pole over there, he was here yesterday, and he was refereeing football.
Oh, nice. And you guys were here pretty late last night, too, I understand.
Yeah, he's kind of a legend in the referee game. His name is Eddie Gray, somebody I know personally, good guy.
Yeah, and it's, super technical, but it's an up ref and a down ref.
Okay.
And you can kind of look and see which one's which.
So let me get my terms right. So Eddie Gray is the up ref, and again, he was refereeing football last night, so he's doing a little double duty just like we are.
Yeah. Just out. All right, you've got a score of Cordova 13 and Corner 7. Oh, a Corner now 8, sorry. So again, it's to 25, and right now it's anybody's game. Typically when you get to 20, that's when you start to, want to, if you're behind, you need to put a little bit of pressure on. But right now, it's still anybody's set. Looked like someone was in the net there, got away with it. Out. So in volleyball, especially when you're a middle hitter or a front row hitter, your approach is very important. You can see she got under that ball a little bit, which carried that ball out. Typically you want to come up on top of the ball and place it down. And the approach is super important. So that's why you can see a lot of times the outside hitters are going to be outside of the court to get those steps in on their approach. There we go. That was a nice swing. Sometimes you just don't have time.
Right. So Lexi Wood's coming out to take a breather for Cordova.
And you got Lexi Wood. Wait, you're in Cordova.
Lexi Wood
Corner,
just
sorry. and Addison Ethers just came in for corner.
And that just sails out.
I should be able to tell the team's Yellow Jackets just by the uniforms, but sometimes I'm getting the sides mixed up here, so I apologize for all of you at home who are saying that is not correct.
Hey, it's early in the season for them and us as well, so.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an overpass. Typically on overpasses, I call those birthday balls because usually they're just perfect for that offense to take advantage of it and put that kill down. That's a beautiful pass. Great set. I see a little bit of back and forth here, hopefully. There we go. Everybody seems to be in their groove a little bit now here. And out.
Yeah, I'm looking at the size difference for Cordova. Amari Hagler looks to be the tallest player on the team, number 3. I call her name right on cue.
Yes, you did. All right, here we go. Oh. That was a beautiful block by the middle on corner. Number 20, it looks like Olivia Dottie.
So let's talk elevation. So it looked like she needed a little bit more elevation for that kill shot.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's elevation, sometimes it's a twist of a hand. The blockers were really strong there. They closed the block. That's when those two players get together, they're closing the block. A lot of times you'll see where the middle might not get all the way over, so there's a nice gap in between those two setters that you want to just slice between. But the team, the corner's doing a great job of closing that block on the right side.
All right, Brooke Sims coming out for Cordova, getting a break there.
And again, like I said earlier, it's a game of defense.
It is, and as you can see, I mean, the ship is being quickly righted for corner as they're now just down 3, Cordova 17, corner 14.
That's a hard angle to swing on that one. Most coaches are going to tell you if you're a hitter, you should be swinging. So they get programmed for that. Sometimes it's a better call to make the pass, especially at an angle like that.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got a timeout. Coaches talking to their respective squads. All right, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Jeff Coed TV on Saturday Volleyball Edition.
Welcome to Corner High School, where we exemplify Jacket pride every day. Let's go, Jackets! Corner High School is Jeff Coed strong.
All right, coming out of that timeout, we just had a Cordova serve and into the net. So a little bit of the timeout worked, right? It's typically, when you take a timeout, you're trying to ice out that server and switch the momentum up a little bit.
And apparently it worked. For those of you who just joined us, welcome to Jeff Coed TV. It's Saturday Volleyball Edition here live on the campus of Corner High School.
All right, here we go. Nice play at the net. You have 3 touches per side. Blocks don't, if you're touch it as a block and it deflects off the block, that does not count as a touch, so you still get 3 touches after that.
I did not know that. Great information. As we said earlier, Jackie Paulson's joined us. She is our volleyball aficionado.
Oh, that was a great shot. Just slice the front and hit in front of the 10-foot line. Those are really hard to defend.
Thank you guys for the replay there.
That was a monster block. And, oh, that was called out. Good thing I'm not the line judge today.
Yeah, that was a little close. But, as you said, no replays in high school.
All right, you got Cordova back to serve. That's a tough swing right there when you've got the 2 set up in the middle to block that shot.
Seemed like there were some spacing issues there, a little confusion.
They got a little tight. I do like that both of these teams are swinging away. So there's hitting and tipping. You know, a lot of times you'll see tips are an effective way to make points too, but I love when both teams are swinging away. That block was blocked out, which is why the point went to Cordova. And that's a strategic hitting strategy, right? When you're coming up, you talked about coming up against the block, maybe getting height. You can also hit directly into the block if you get the angle right. And the goal there is obviously to get that angle so the ball goes out because it's inside.
You were talking about tipping, I guess, again, another sports comparison, kind of like a lob shot in tennis.
Yeah.
You just want that ball to fall over the net, kind of catch them off guard.
Well, and a lot of times it's, again, you might have a big block that you just can't get around, so you tip over it, right? And a lot of times the middle of the court area, depending on the defensive type that the team is set up in, it usually leaves a big hole. In every sport, your defense and offense has pros and cons, and typically you can tip to the middle for conversion. All right, we are at game point here for Cordova, 24-18 to Corner.
Yeah, that was Corner's Sarah Berry that attempted to hit, came up a little bit short.
That was a great shot.
That was Jolie Beth Weathers with that great shot.
That's right where you want to see a middle go, right in front of that 10-foot line. I said that was earlier as a money shot. She had a nice down ball on that shot. Give him a little bit of life here. Nice swing out. All right, we're at Corner is creeping back in here. So Corner's at 20 now.
Next point for Cordova could seal this first set.
Here we go, big block. It's always a little stressful when it's 24 because, again, it's rapid score. So Corner just does not have any room for error. They're going to call a double.
So explain that call to us.
So a double is typically on the set. If you're using 2 hands, you're setting the ball. They have to be set at the same height. So if one hand is lopsided to the other, it's called a double. Setters, when setters have nice hands. Okay, we're going to take a break. Timeout, actually. Or maybe not. So as I was saying on the setters, we when you have a nice set on the ball.
Okay, go ahead and finish it, Jackie. And
okay. Sorry. You typically don't want any spin coming off the setter's ball. So when the hands are set equally, that ball's just going to float beautifully through the air. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, Jackie, that's great information. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Jeff Coed TV.
Introducing the brand new app for Jefferson County Schools. It's everything Jefferson County Schools in your pocket. This is the home screen. Tap the 3 horizontal lines in the bottom left to see all the menu items. To turn on push notifications, tap Settings, select Notification Preferences, and allow notifications. Tap Subscriptions to subscribe to your school. The Events section shows a list of events throughout the school. You can use this button to add an event to your calendar, or tap here to share the event with friends and family. The feed is where you'll find updates from administration about what's going on throughout the school, whether that's celebrating a student's success or reminding you about an upcoming deadline. Search Jefferson County Schools, Alabama in the App Store or Play Store to explore the app for yourself. It's everything Jefferson County Schools in your pocket.
All right, welcome back to Jeff Coed TV. Corner taking on Cordova. Jackie Paulson, Chris Osborne.
And yeah, we're just getting started here in the second set with Cordova taking the first set. Cordova got off to a pretty strong start in that last set, and then Corner came back pretty strong. So it will be interesting to see who plays out in the second set. And again, it's best of 3, so Corner really needs to take this set to stay alive. And right now we're at 1 with Cordova to Corner 0, and Cordova's got the serve. Into the net. You've got the libero for Corner back to serve. Nice serve. Oh, nice. That's a hard angle to hit that over like that as well. Probably a better play there would have been to pass that over. And if you watch the set by the corner setter in that last run, that was a beautiful example of a nice smooth ball that was going to the set.
So they called that out. Looked like it was just on the line. It was very, very close.
If it touches the line, it's in. It's got to clear the line for it to be out. Another similarity to tennis. I always like girls who play tennis and volleyball because there's a lot of similarities between the two sports, both agility, the overhand serve.
A couple of subs there for Cordova. I'm sorry, for Corner. We spoke.
There, nice kill shot by number 14 on Corner's team. That is Sarah Berry. She's their outside hitter.
A lot of power on that shot. And in the place where she couldn't get to it, I mean, that's really good.
Back to their outside hitter there, number 14, Sarah Berry for Corner. She's just getting the job done here.
And just a reminder, this is the first of 2 matches that we'll see today. The next one's at 11, Hueytown versus Mortimer Jordan.
And that's going to be out. Corner's currently in the lead with 7 to Cordova 2. They've come out with a little bit of momentum here in the second set. Sept, she's setting that up. There's the tip. That's a setter dump. A lot of times, not a lot of times. So you just saw the setter dump it over on the second shot. And you don't do it often as a setter, but every now and then you can catch that team off guard when they're not expecting it. So it can be a very strategic and effective opportunity.
Right now, Cordova 2, Corner leading 9. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Welcome to Corner High School, where we exemplify Jacket pride every day. Let's go, Jackets! Corner High School is Jeff Co-Ed strong.
Welcome back to Jeff Co-Ed TV. Cordova taking on Corner in volleyball. Chris Osborne alongside Jackie Paulson.
All right, we just came out of a timeout, and that timeout was effective with an overpass. A little bit of a, there we go. So the plane above the net is fair territory for each player. You will get called, though, if you go over the plane and your hands are on the other side. I keep giving you all my hand movements, which nobody can see.
I can see it, Jackie. I can see it.
And I'm not even Italian. Nice kill by, that again was Sarah Barron, number 14. She's the outside hitter for Corner High School. Extremely effective here in the second set.
So while they're getting ready for the serve, how long does it take these young ladies to get their knees conditioned for all of this on the ground and kneeling and hitting knees?
You know, it's interesting. Number one injury in volleyball is knee injuries, right? So when you're training for volleyball, it's really important to train both the quads but also your inner muscles, as that helps eliminate a lot of that injury prone in the sport. But yeah, we would do, my daughter was a front row hitter, and height is obviously extremely important. So a lot of box jumps. And now lots of plyometrics. We see a lot of plyometrics in a lot of sports, but extremely important for volleyball players.
Definitely a lot of athletes out here. And I notice there's a lot of agility. I mean, you have to move quick.
You do. You know, you've got those 6 quadrants on the court, but in the boxes, while it seems relatively small, you have a lot of area to cover. And again, if you're a back row defensive specialist, you've got to cover that whole back court. There's someone that's going to take a short ball and a long ball. And I think we're going to go to break.
So actually we're going to talk about our next game. It's the Battle of the Groves. It's Oak Groves versus Pleasant Grove. That's coming up on September the 12th. That's Friday. We'll be on the air at 6:40. Join us live for Jeff Co-Ed TV.
We've got Cordova back to serve. All right, we are at a score of Corner 10 and Cordova 8. That serve converted to a point.
Ball in the stands, a little fan participation there.
And that was out. You know, you were talking about conditioning the knees earlier. Volleyball is definitely a sport where you've got to get a lot of repetitions in. A lot of times, especially those setters, if you are the parent of a setter, that setter is going to have that ball in their hand all the time. They're going to be sitting at the dinner table. They're sitting while they're watching TV. Reps, 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 reps. It's also a sport where you get started a little bit later, right? You do the size of the ball and the size of the court. You know, we're seeing girls start early and earlier, but you typically don't start to come into your own until you hit that 7th, 8th grade time. But being around it and seeing it is so important as the sport continues to mature, especially here in the state of Alabama.
You know, and you're seeing a lot more volleyball, at least in the college and pro ranks, on television now. You know, on any given day, you can turn on you know, any network and see college volleyball.
Yeah, there are actually 2 professional volleyball leagues that are, you know, I think it's kind of, you might call it the Caitlin Clark effect, you know, for women's sports. It's pretty exciting.
Of course, beach volleyball is always fun to watch. I mean, if you've ever walked in the sand, it's amazing.
Yeah. Last season, Nebraska had put on an outdoor game, and they had more spectators at their game than any of their football games.
Wow, that's saying a lot.
Yeah, Nebraska and Wisconsin typically go back and forth for that participation. So they were saying, does Wisconsin answer by going to Green Bay Stadium and trying to fill up the stadium for their next big match?
The Badgers and the Cornhuskers.
Oh, the call there is when she came down, her foot crossed across that black line you see in the middle, and it's just, that's going to cause a point. It's interference. Your hair can cause interference, so strategically, you see a lot more girls in braids, or they've got the rubber bands that are going down their ponytail.
All right, so since we have just a break in the action, explain that. How can your hair cause interference?
It's part of your body. So for example, if you're going up to block and your head turns and your ponytail switches and your hair touches that ball and the ball goes out, it's still a touch. Huh. All right, this is turning out to be a pretty exciting match. You've got Corner at 14 with Cordova at 12. Number 5 with Corner is Anna Kate Smith. She tried a little bit of off speed there on her swing, and really great thought. It just didn't convert. Ooh, just going for that short serve. Sometimes those are just hard, but effective.
So 15-14 Corner on top right now. Everybody kind of digging in because this could very well be a deciding set.
Big monster block by number 3 on Cordova. That is Amari Hagler. She's a junior.
One of their taller players making an impact.
Typically on a serve, when you're serving, again, we talked about those 6 zones on the court. Strategically speaking, when you when you have good placement on a serve, you're going to aim between those players in the middle or in the back row. A lot of times you're going to see at this level they're serving directly to a player, but you always want to try to get them off and not talking really well. So you'll see a lot of times where a coach is really trying to get them in between those 2 players on those serves.
Great offensive play there to result in a point. Unable to get that one back across the net.
Great pickup by Corner. That was a nice set by the setter into the middle there. That was a difficult angle. Really good communication between those two. We're seeing a little bit of speed pickup now too in the second set. The first game went a little bit slower, and you can get set up on the defense. You're getting to see a little bit more speed on both of these, which makes it a little bit harder for those blocks to get closed.
Looks like Corner has picked up a sense of urgency there. It's an ace, right?
Yeah, that's an ace. So Corner's 19, Cordova is 14, and we are going to take a timeout called by Cordova, hoping to break that serve. So we'll see if it's effective when we come back.
Kind of like icing the kicker, if you will.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. And typically when you take these times out, you just want that person that's serving just to not worry about it,
One thing, a lot of parents got up early this morning. They're out here supporting their kids, and it's good to see. Yeah.
There's a strategy to getting here early because all these players have food tables as well. And there's always this strategic kind of gamery around where you set up your food table in the food table area.
Oh, okay.
And the decor. The decor is super important, too.
Might have to go visit that area.
Yeah.
Sure, some homemade cookies or something somewhere.
Lots of group me's going on the night before a game. All right, that was a little bit of an overpass. Nice save there by number 13 on Cordova. That is, let's see, number 13. Lexi King, right side.
Looked like a little bit of miscommunication on the part of Corner, because it didn't seem like
well, they weren't ready for that second ball to come over, right? Nice swing again, number 14. I love how 14 is out, giving herself plenty of room to take her approach on those swings, and she's been quite effective today. Another thing the setter has to know is the type of set that each of their hitters is better at hitting, right? So those big sets, like that, you have to know how fast or slow your hitters are and what they can hit.
Another look there. Good replay. Thanks, guys.
And along the net, the setter's got a lot of different plays they're going to call. So there's zones across the net. And the height of the set is also, when they're talking and they're calling their sets, they're calling not only the position where they're going to set it, but also the height of that set. We haven't seen it yet in this match, but the setter can also set to the back row for a back row conversion. The only rule there is that that hitter in the back row cannot cross over the 10-foot line. They have to hit behind the line.
Right.
Nice short serve. They were able to get to that one. Ooh. Nice swing by that middle hitter again.
Now, is that a situation where she might have just let that one go because it looked like it was sailing out? Or
I think that one was going to land in. Good rule of thought is when the ball is coming at you in the back row, if it's above your waist, it's going to most likely be out. But if it's kind of waist level and down, it's probably going to land in.
Good tip there.
And, of course, it's situational and where they're standing on the court and how tall you are. But typically we train people that if it's coming at your shoulders and you're in that back row, it's most likely going to be out. All right, we are corner is 22, Cordova 18. Really anyone's set at this point, so that was a beautiful tip. Both teams moving and communicating really well.
You were reading my mind, Jackie. I was just thinking they were managing spaces very well.
Yeah. That setter took advantage of the setter dump there and converted to a point. You know, when you get in a rally and it gets going, everybody gets into that rhythm, it can just be that little bit of a shift that can make that very effective. It was a pretty tight set, but she was able to pull that off. And that's going to be out. All right, we're going to be at corner 23, Cordova 19. If corner can keep up this pace for the next 2 points, we'll be going into a third set. Nice serve. That was a beautiful serve.
Corner's Coach Carlisle giving his round of applause for the effort.
All right, we are at game point here for corner. Nah. I knew what she was thinking. It just didn't quite convert for her.
She tried to sneak that one in.
It's so hard when you're that tight sometimes in the mindset of the player. You just need to keep playing aggressive.
In the words of Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend.
Oh. That is a tough spot to be in. All right, that was the set taken by corner 25, Cordova 20, and we will be heading into a third set.
All right, you're watching volleyball on Jeffco Ed TV. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hello, Jeffco Ed family. I'm Dr. Beth Miller, Director of Child Nutrition. This school year, we are thrilled to offer free breakfast and lunch at no cost to all students enrolled in in-person learning. As a community eligibility provision district, we encourage all families to take advantage of this opportunity. Our child nutrition program is devoted to providing healthy and nutritious meals to help fuel our students for a day of learning and growth. From crispy Crispitos to fruits and vegetables, it will all be available for free. If a student would like an extra item, those may be purchased. Again, we encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity so we can continue to provide in future years.
Remember that earlier.
All right, Jeffco Ed parents are doing their thing double time here. They're multitasking, but we hats off to parents who are out to support their kids in any way they can. All right, back to live action here at Corner High School. I'm Chris Osborne, joined by Jackie Paulson, and we are headed to set number 3.
Yeah, and set number 3 will go to 15 points. Still have to win by 2. And Cordova came out of the coin toss, I believe, based on the woo-woo little cheer. So I think they'll have first serve here in this third set. The referee right now is just checking to make sure everyone is in their right positions. And again, we talked about that with rotations, right? So where they start right now, they have to be in those spots when that serve goes over. And they will rotate counterclockwise. Is that what that is? Yeah, counterclockwise. I had to think about that for a minute.
So Bethany Sims set to serve for Cordova.
And typically in a third set, what you want to do, well, in any set really, but the one who gets a momentum early, those 15 points go really quick.
And again, just for those of you at home, have to win by 2.
And there we see that back row kill, or not kill, but hit.
Good volley going on here.
Yeah, okay, we love seeing. So number 14, she's their outside hitter, and she's playing all around, and we love to see a really strong hitter who can hit out of the back row, because a lot of times that back row can be a really strong conversion point, and it's hard to defend because a lot of times you can't see where that's going to come.
You talked about that outside hitter, that's Sarah Berry for Cordova, for Corner, excuse me.
That was a nice block there in the middle. One thing that's interesting I've noticed on the corner team too, they are double blocking in the middle. Traditionally, you'll only see that middle blocker blocking in the middle, but they're bringing in their outsides to help block that middle. And it can be an effective strategy as well. You'll usually see that if they've got a really strong middle, which we've seen Cordova's number 3. She is, she's been very effective, so they're trying to shut that down. And you can see here, Cordova is gone back to that middle number 3, I think in every set here. And I think she has touched the ball almost every time that ball has gone over the net. Look at that. She's on it.
Great series of volleys there. I think that might be the longest one. Looking at the replay here.
That was great. You know, typically when you have a blocker, it's interesting because I always coach that you don't want to see Barbie hands where there's no fingers spread out, right? So when you're up to block, you really want those hands as wide as possible. And you're trying to push those thumbs up to the net to give yourself the largest possible space of your hands to block. All right, we are Cordova 2, corner 3 with Cordova back to serve. That was a very aggressive serve right to the position number 5 is what that would be.
So, Jackie, do you all teach, you know, a lot like tennis, spin? Do you put spin on the ball when you're serving?
Absolutely. So you can tell if there's spin on the ball, like when that toss happens. Typically, if a player is going for spin on their serve, that's where you see those really big tosses, right? And obviously the ball is spinning when that's coming. It's a little bit more of a progressive serve, obviously, in volleyball, just like tennis. So when you've got your feet right and your toss right, then you can work on that backspin. We were just talking about this with my son. He's a baseball player. I did not know that there was backspin that you could do in batting. Learning all sorts of things. Into the net. The toss just wasn't high enough there. All right, you've got Cordova back to serve. And we're pretty evenly matched here going into this third set. It's a little bit of a back and forth with Cordova at 4 and corner at 5. You don't want to see either team play safe in this environment. A lot of times it's so easy to say, we're in set 3, it's 15 points. I'm going to kind of just play really safe. You really want to see them keep up that aggressive play on both sides of the ball.
That was number 14 for corner, Sarah Berry, making her contribution. Very strong hitter.
And Anna Kate Smith. No, sorry. It's Sarah Berry.
Yeah, we've called her name a lot. That was a great serve.
Incredibly effective in this second and third set today.
And just a reminder, this is match 1 of 2 coming up later. Hueytown Golden Gophers taking on the Mortimer Jordan Blue Devils. So don't move. Stay with us. Right now we're in a timeout. Stay with us. Lots of great volleyball. You're watching Jeff Co-Ed TV, where we bring live sports to you from Jefferson County Schools. Not only sports, but all kinds of activities that your students are doing in Jefferson County. It's a great resource to have. We're very grateful of our superintendent who allows us to do these broadcasts and the great crew that we have that puts it on for you. So we hope you enjoy it.
All right, we'll see if Cordova coming out of the set is able to break the serve. Corner is obviously on a little bit of a run here now at 7-4 Cordova. was out. By this time in the series as well, you really start to know the servers. So we've talked about Sarah Berry, but she's a quite effective server. So Cordova's really hoping that they can break this serve. Because when you've got an effective server back there, you just want to get out of the rotation as fast as you can. Overpass, tip. Those are those birthday balls.
Yes.
And as a middle, you salivate over those because it's like perfect.
Corner taking control here, 9-4 over Cordova in the third set, final set. And they got their wish, side out.
Side out.
Fans think she got away with a double there.
I thought maybe someone was in the net, but they called, I think they called a fourth hit. It's tight. Good swing, good swing. That was a really beautiful cut. All right, you've got number 20 coming in for Corner High School, and that is Olivia Dottie. Middle blocker position. Big swing, big block. Beautiful setup here. She soon convert. And a nice block there too. All right, we have Corner at 10 and Cordova at 7. Again, it can be anybody's match here. They're really going back and forth. Corner had a bit of a momentum going in. We're coming out of that timeout, but now we're back to neck and neck. It's anyone's match.
Lexi Woods serving that one for Cordova. And Sarah Berry comes up a little short.
Oh. Bit of a misread on that serve. And timeout taken by Corner now that we are Cordova's picking up a little bit of momentum. We've got Corner at 10 and Cordova at 9. Both teams really, I think, still communicating really well. They're going to continue to go back and forth. It's interesting. The coach for Corner just kind of came in and said, girls, just get it done. Let them talk amongst themselves, and they're ready to go.
You know, the coaching happens during the week, and now it's up to the players. So that's great coaching method there. You know, at this point, it's anybody's match.
Great net play there by number 3 again by Cordova. She's a really effective middle. She's got a lot of height, a lot of agility. All right, we're going back out to the outside.
Yeah, that's Amari Hagler, number 3 that you were talking about. We've talked about her quite a bit in the middle.
Number 1 for Cordova is Lexi Woods. She's got some great serves. All right, you got that middle going down, pushing that back to the corner. That was a great spot, really making them come back. Typically, if you have a free ball, that's the third ball, and you know that it's not going to be put down or a hit, you want to free ball that back to a corner to really get that defensive on their heels. Going back. Yeah.
Right place, right time. Excellent.
Yeah. she's really reading Sarah Berry's hits out of the back row. If Sarah needs to be effective, she's going to need to go around that middle position, and the setter is going to have to set her up to get around that big middle block. She's just reading the ball really well. And again, we're talking about Amari Hagler. Sarah, and it kind of seems to be a little bit of a match here between Sarah and Amari.
A volleyball duel, if you will.
All right, and Cordova is now in the lead with 12 and Corner at 10. So you definitely just saw that momentum shift. Oh. Nice save by Sarah.
A little miscue there, but we're able to recover.
Nice big block. We're going to go. Couldn't quite get it.
That was that tough angle you were talking about. We've seen that multiple times.
Yeah. And there, interesting in volleyball, there's really nothing out of bounds. If you can get to the ball, you can get to the ball. Obviously, if it touches something as it's going, wall or a, chair. We've seen players dive over chairs to get to that ball. So we were talking about the agility earlier. Like, obviously, you need to stay within the court, but you have to be fast, and it's anyone's game if you can get to those balls.
And for my football fans out there, just imagine a right-handed quarterback rolling left and trying to throw down the field 30 yards. Very difficult.
A lot of times, too, with your hitters, right-handed and left-handed hitters, if you've got a left-handed hitter, you're going to put them on the outside, and it gives them an advantage if they're swinging from that left side or their left hand on the right side. You don't see a lot of left-handed hitters hitting from the outside position, though.
But that would basically give them an outside-in angle, correct?
Yeah. So there's line shots and cross shots, essentially, and the line shots are really hard to defend. You actually, in college ball, you'll see a lot more of the defense set up to defend those line shots. You don't see a lot of that in high school. All right, and we have Cordova at 13 and Corner at 12. And these two teams are really battling it out here, going back and forth. And you now have Sarah Berry. She's gotten into that rotation now where she's in the front row. So I think you're going to see a little bit more pickup here on the Corner side, and probably just in time as they're going back and back. Now tied at 13.
This is an exciting match, and this is going to determine who wins. So certainly both of these coaches coaching their teams up these last couple of points or more, depending. Again, you said it has to go to 15 and win by 2.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. For those of you at home, you're watching Jeffco Ed TV, Saturday edition volleyball here live at Corner High School. So glad you're with us. 12 teams playing on 3 different courts. This is Court A that we're broadcasting live from. And we're about to get back to the action. Chris Osborne here with our volleyball expert, Jackie Paulson.
All right. And out. That's one of those serves that you just can't miss when you're coming out of a timeout and it's this tight. You're now 14-13 Cordova. And it's a difficult spot, I think, mentally for a player to come in and have to convert that point. And go 14. All right, we're going to continue to see number 3 and number 14 battle it out here, I think, on the front row, which is pretty fun. Ooh.
And that'll do it.
Yeah, Cordova just took that last set. 15-2 Corners 13.
So Cordova takes the first set and Corner the second set, and Cordova the third set for the win.
All right, so it'll be exciting to see these two teams play again, I think, in the future.
Definitely battling it out. This was fun to watch. And so we've got Another game coming up, another match I should say, at 11 o'clock very shortly here. Hueytown Golden Gophers and the Mortimer Jordan Blue Devils. So you're watching Jeffco Ed TV, Saturday Volleyball. I'm Chris Osborne and Jackie Paulson in here. We'll be right back.
Introducing the brand new app for Jefferson County Schools. It's everything Jefferson County Schools in your pocket. This is the home screen. Tap the 3 horizontal lines in the bottom left to see all the menu items. To turn on push notifications, tap Settings, select Notification Preferences, and allow notifications. Tap Subscriptions to subscribe to your school. The Events section shows a list of events throughout the school. You can use this button to add an event to your calendar, or tap here to share the event with friends and family. The feed is where you'll find updates from administration about what's going on throughout the school, whether that's celebrating a student's success or reminding you about an upcoming deadline. Search Jefferson County Schools Alabama in the App Store or Play Store to explore the app for yourself. It's everything Jefferson County Schools in your pocket.
Hello, Jeffco Ed family. I just wanted to take this time to say thank you to the teachers of Jefferson County Schools. I appreciate everything that you do and how the commitment and dedication that you give every day that you come to service our children and to service our families. Thank you for your compassion. Thank you for your relationships that you have formed with our children. And thank you for ensuring that our children are achieving and learning. You are our boots on the ground, and without you, we would not be as successful as we are. And just know that you're loved and you're appreciated by not only your students, your coworkers, the families you serve, but by me. Thank you for everything that you do.